Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Monday, December 6th, 2021. The markets did, in general, continue to rally off of yesterday's Globex opening, except the NASDAQ did manage to drop as if it was going to go and break to a new low initially, just prior to the opening or during the opening rotations this morning. The market then joined the rally and pushed itself pretty extensively higher. But that initial move was strong enough to put a real pause in what my feelings were about how the market was going to move higher, because I was looking at that against a strong rise in the Dow. The S&P initially dropping, but not as deeply as the NASDAQ did, but being pulled lower by the NASDAQ sell-off initially this morning. Now, what does all this mean? And I have presented in the S&P an alternate view, which brings back to the table the potential for new all-time highs to be created again. Now, one has to believe that the S&P and the Dow and the Russell aren't going to make a move like that by excluding, or the NASDAQ excluding itself from that. So I have to now also include within the NASDAQ, and for the following reason, that on Friday, the NASDAQ reached a low at 15,538. Well, so did the S&P reach a low at 44.92. The Dow reached a low. The Russell reached a low. And then starting yesterday, they all just started to gap higher. The NASDAQ continued to fight it and had down moments and then rallied strongly, and had down moments and rallied strongly. So it continued to present a very mixed picture. So I've gone back now and I've reviewed the count as I have it right now. And while I still think that we're in a minor third down or a minor degree 5 waves down, and it's turning into something very complex, I still think that this is going to end up being a 5-wave sequence, and thus far what we have is 3 waves of minute degree. This could be minute 4, and that's how I was counting it. It remains still within all the parameters that allow for that. In fact, the move can go, it just cannot break. So right now, the NASDAQ, to keep a downside view intact for right now, the market cannot exceed 15,988. So 15,990, 995, boom, this is a done deal. But if it gets up there on a tail, so in other words, we just get a big tail to the upside and then slides right down below it, it gets sketchy, and then we're going to have to be going over to the line chart to see what it looks like. So in any case, right now, the NASDAQ, and I'm holding to that under any count that I can see, the NASDAQ appears to still need an additional low with the probability that it will get back down to 15,375-ish into that area, or certainly below 15,538. It needs to put in a new low, and that'll put in the minute 5. And then what that is, I can present now both sides of that count. So if we're going on this minor 1, minor 2, and this is going to be a minor 3rd, then we're still looking for an ABC rally. If we are going to count this as an A, B, and a C, an intermediate wave A, then we're still looking for an ABC, but we're looking for a rally to a bounce. So either 5 waves down, then we get a 3-wave rally, or from we get a 3-wave rally, or it turns into a 5-wave rally. That's really what I'm saying. Under either ABC, that it turns into an ABC and it's an intermediate A, then we're looking for a stronger rally because it'll be an intermediate B wave. And that B wave has then, potential, like the A wave will have gone from this high to that wherever the low comes in. Or if the market goes up and breaks above 15,000 or 15,000, well, actually 90 up to 16,000, that would negate and put this as a low. And it would still be an ABC, but it likely would be ABC X, ABC X, and then AB, and we would still need to C. So under either count, the market likely still has a new low to put in. Again, the break up there puts the low here. And this switches around just a little bit. But it would be a complex ABC. And then, if that is the case, so here's how I gotta leave this. Count stays as it is being counted and labeled, unless we get a break above 16,000. A break above 16,000 does negate that additional low being needed and puts this here. And then it's the series of ABCs. And I believe it'll be 3. So it could be a triple ABC down off that all-time high, and then it would be labeled as intermediate wave A. For right now. But then has the potential to go back towards the highs. So that's what the market needs to tell us, and likely will within the next day. So a break below 15,770 should begin to negate that upside for now and allow the continuation of this downside and a move to new lows below 15,538. From that point, I'm looking for a much stronger and larger bounce. So I'm going to leave it like that. We need to continue to trade smart. If indeed the market is formed that bottom, like I said, that all 4 of the major indices, the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ 100, and so it's the Dow 30, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ 100, and the Russell 2000, all bottomed on Friday within their current patterns. The Dow led a charge today to the upside. So the S&P put in a solid upside day as well. The NASDAQ initially attempted to move lower. That got caught up and the market flipped and ended up strongly over 150 points. So trade smart, use the moving averages. We have the 200-day moving average up at 16,065. A break there really does put that this market is likely going to go to new all-time highs. So right now, that's kind of been capping all of our rally attempts, and we've gotten over it. We come back below it. We got over it, come back below it. So again, we've got a lot to look at. We've got a lot to work with, but we're going to trade what's in front of us. The moves today were very profitable, and that is in both directions. So the volatility is remaining. The volatility is there right now. We had it both to the downside and the upside today, nicely, strongly. So all were playable. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there. Next update will be on Tuesday, December the 7th.